It has been a week. Decided to get on here and talk to you guys while I'm headed to this lacrosse game. I realized how much these kids are soft as table butter. We had to be resilient when I was growing up. So nothing really embarrasses me. There's little girls, little boys, soccer, lacrosse, just life. You see them in the store. Mom yells at them. They cower. Don't yell at me. Oh, don't yell at Johnny. Don't yell at little Johnny. Don't yell at little Sarah or Susie or whatever. Her feelings get hurt. I got a story for you guys today. But hey, first, hit that like button if you would. Yeah, that one. Tap on that like button. Let's get going. My mom thought it was important for us to learn how to swim. She took us to the YMCA for the summer. And every day we get dropped off. At that time, I don't know how it is now, but we started off as like this, a class called a minnow class. You learn how to kick your feet and do basic swimming. Then you moved up to, let's say, a guppy. And then eventually you became a whale and a shark. I think once you became a whale or a shark, you could go to lifeguard classes. You could take lifeguard classes. We made it all the way up to the lifeguard classes. And we were having fun in the pool. My mom decided that she was going to come and swim. At the time, if you've ever been to a pool, the dressing rooms are really slippery. This one was no exception, and it was in the middle of nowhere in a small country town in Alabama. My mom slipped and fell on her knee. She had to get surgery. The doctor said that it looked like they took a ball peen hammer and smashed it on her knee, the whole kneecap and everything. The technology wasn't as good then as it is now. What ended up happening was my mom got the surgery, but she had crutches for a little bit, if I remember right. She never had a cane, but it was painful for her to walk for a little bit. The solution was, back then, they had these carts. Now, you got to go back in time with me. You got to think this is the 80s. They had this cart, like a hover around, like those little scooter things that you see people on in the little towns I'm in. Some people drive these to the store. Looks like it's like a little four-wheel scooter, has handlebars, it has a little horn on it. That's what they ended up giving her. And you heard the story about her. She doesn't give up. She got this scooter and she worked. But she worked at the mall. She was a sales lady. I forget what she was doing. I think she was selling water or Tupperware or something. She sold something. Could have been office supplies. In the 80s, the mall was for a teen, a preteen, whatever, was the place to be. They had pet stores and things like that. You know, the usual Macy's, JCPenney's, Sears, which used to be called Monkey Ward's. I don't know if you guys remember that. Anyway, it would be three of us, and we'd have to take this scooter. It probably weighed 100 and some odd pounds. We'd have to take it out of the back, the trunk of a car, put it down. My mom would get in, and then she'd wheel into the mall. For a kid, that's embarrassing. I know you love your mother and everything, but you're a kid. There's girls that you're starting to like. It was embarrassing to us. All of our friends went to the mall. And my mother, this booth or whatever she had was in the middle of the mall. And she had to take us with her. Just imagine it's this scooter and you're following behind her at this mall. And you get out of the car, you take the scooter out and you put it together. And at that time we had a Lincoln Continental. We had one that was yellow and one that was gray. I think she had that scooter in both of them. It was a big boat of a car. It had a trunk you could hide 4 or 5 bodies in. So we're going through, we're embarrassed because all of our friends are seeing us. What ended up happening was a couple, 2, 3, 4 weeks of that, you become immune to that. You become immune to the kids teasing you. You become immune to a lot of things. It's just life. It's going to happen. You need that stuff to kind of harden you. And some people would disagree, and you are entitled to that disagreement. But that might be why your kids are soft as table butter. It's just good to reflect. Then my dad, what he would do is, again, we'd be at the mall. There were no cell phones. There were no pagers at that time. You had to be out front at a certain time when they told you they were going to pick you up. And if you weren't, then there were issues. He was coming in to find you, and he would embarrass you. What my dad would do is, we would get to the mall. He'd drop us off, and he'd say, okay, I'm going to come pick you up at 4:30. Be at Sears at 4:30. Okay, we'll be at Sears at 4:30. This is where I learned that being on time, you're late. We'd get out at 4:29, and my dad would be in the parking lot. He had this call. That's what we called it. He'd go, woo, 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 woo. There's people coming in the mall. Your friends are coming out of the mall. And all you see is this guy. He had drove a Dodge Ram. Old Dodge Ram. Single cab. Told you we didn't have any money. We were selling oranges out of the back of that thing. Single cab. And we'd all hop in this single cab. And he'd park out front. He wouldn't park in a space. He'd park out front. So everybody sees you getting this Dodge Ram with this guy woo-woo-woo-wooing you to make sure that you were coming on. So embarrassing. But after a while, just like anything else, you get used to it. Now, when I hear these kids, mom tells them no, or little Johnny or something, it cracks me up, because they get so embarrassed, and parents get all up in arms about this stuff. Hell, we would get, I told you how I was. I got whipped in church. I got whipped in the mall. I got whipped just about every location because of my knuckleheadedness that you can imagine. Yeah. 80s babies, 90s babies, 70s, Generation X, we built a little different. So it's very rare that you can embarrass me on anything or say something that would make me ashamed of who I am or what I've done. I've been through some things, and that's just the tip of it. But if you made it to the end of this video, hit that like, share, subscribe button. And until next time, and there will be a next time, Big Onk out.